Welcome, everyone. Tonight's events that are going to be interesting, to say the least. Welcome to our lovely players. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So, free inspiration to whoever can recap last session. Last session, you needed it.
Last session happened. The end.
That's not really a recap. Just that it happened.
I mean, it's not a good recap.
It's not a recap. Recap would involve some sort of content as to what happened.
I'm trying to think. I think you told me you guys all went back to base and now you're waiting on me to talk to the professor. But that was something told me like a month ago.
Yeah, I think that was from when you missed the one before the last one.
That was
That was
no,
the
that
last
was
one.
the last one.
Last session, or last time we were online, we were working on prep work and backstory.
Oh, that was an off session.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last game. Yes, you entered back at base. What transpired to get there? What are you guys doing?
That is a great question. I would like to know as well.
That's the recap stuff. So, since we're having this kind of fun, whoever gets it first gets a free inspiration.
The thing is, there's no VOD, at least not that I can find.
There is, just not that's currently on Twitch because it decided to log it out with how long it's been.
Well, there's one 3 months ago. No, that's
That's clips. I have it on my hard drive. I need to combine them and get it fixed. Since it,
Upload them to YouTube.
it will be there once I can do so. But,
I think we
traveling
were
for
exploring.
a lot of days made things tough to get anything done.
Were we exploring stuff and looking for things?
You tell me.
Isn't that the majority of our game?
Shh, I'm trying to get the points.
Good nerd house.
Because
Hey, what's up, man? Been a while. It feels like it's been forever.
Yeah.
And we're trying to remember what happened last actual game session.
Well, good luck with that, because I don't remember anything, guys. I totally don't know. Man.
did the last session actually happen, or is this a figment in people's imagination?
Totally don't remember anything, dude.
What happened? I have evidence that it happened. Should I show you?
Please.
Okay.
Dude, I think we should just play all super auto pets for all night long.
Here you go.
I would love to tell you, but I wasn't here.
Here you go.
So we all have amnesia.
There's what happened last session. We blue screened 3 times.
I thought we were on the session before that. I didn't think that session counted.
No. The blue screening session that G3 didn't make it to.
Only one I've missed so far.
See, I got evidence.
Well,
We can
then
actually see
I more thing
evidence
open.
of who was there.
I know what we did that one. Then I could do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Because basically all we did was walk around exploring inside one of the buildings that we came across.
And you didn't get me killed? Amazing.
And it was a big building that had like a circular center, and there's a big tree in the center, and then around it were rooms, and we got in through one of the rooms' windows or a cracked wall or something. And I know we found some stuff. I'm not sure what. We did take some more. I think we found some stuff to take. Oh yeah.
Hope you have it
We found some-
documented.
We did find like a sign that we took off a wall. I
Yeah,
remember
that sounds like the one I was here for.
That was the
Oh,
previous
you
one.
were. Oh, okay. Well, then I thought. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
But it was
they
the same
all-
location.
I think we all blue screened our minds.
Because I have a plaque, a spherical object, scraps of records, and a test tube on my notes here.
Okay, we were leaving.
There you go.
I know we were attacked. I know we got attacked. Or we almost got attacked. I think we got out of there without
There you
getting
go.
attacked.
Because most still are,
20 minutes
our
here.
language would still be.
And then I think we just went back to base, didn't we?
Something like that. Let's
We
see.
can't communicate with
Sorry,
the
hard to do that.
help.
Yeah.
It's actually
That's-
harder to
like I
remember
said,
that because there was no
That's
visuals and
the
things going
translator.
on.
Yeah, you guys did get back to base.
Well, you can still use your device as long as you have network access
Yeah.
and send them a message that way. You send them a text message essentially.
But yeah, I don't remember anything really
AI or a
big
machine.
happening though.
They figured they'd
It was
wait because the amount of resource
when we lost
demand
the
to
internet simulator
decipher it.
because of
I was pretty sure you said
Oh,
you guys
right.
didn't
seem like
You
we
asked them
didn't
if.
see-
to try to.
It didn't seem like we had a lot. There was a lot going on, but it was really hard for me to understand. It's the best I recall.
You asked them if they had finished deciphering the language, but they didn't have enough pieces to it. And so that was one of the
Right.
things they were happy about, is that you brought some additional components
Yay.
of the language back. And they had told you that it was invalid use of resources at the time because there wasn't enough to really make headway on it. You know how I remembered
Yeah.
that? I just pulled the video up.
Go off.
How convenient.
You want a copy?
Right now.
Mhm.
uh,
The one that is the
Alright.
ending is... What size is this one? It is 2.39 gig.
that's a bit large.
Not that big. Not anymore, anyways.
Well, to transfer it over to someone, I guess.
Agree with
Maybe.
him. It's pretty gosh darn large if you're gonna try to transport that to somebody and not leave it.
It's large for dial-up. Gotta remember, Raven's in this Canadian outback where
Gotcha.
you only got the dial-up.
I'm on Wi-Fi because I can't wire this room.
I'm just giving you a hard time, man.
You can wire any room. You just have to.
Yeah, not when you don't own the place, when you rent.
Sure, you can.
You still
Just gotta,
can.
You know,
Hey,
run
you
the
think
long
of fees
cables.
at the end of your fucking tent. When you're in to move out, you just take the fees for knocking holes in their wall.
Yeah.
You don't knock holes.
Buy some batch cable, make the ends, and
You could wire it
1,000
out and along the
feet.
walls. Or you could take a drill and make
There
a
you go.
very small hole and wire the
We'll
hole,
just
the line through,
take some
and then you
sticks
can
and
patch the
money
hole
later.
It's
over.
not gonna work. Don't listen to them. That's not gonna work. This very small hole shit.
It will, I've
You
done
might
it.
think- you might think you're slick, but when you try to push a hole push a wire through a hole, and it's gonna just go straight through, it's like no, it doesn't. It doesn't ever go straight through. It just does always.
I've done it.
Oh yeah,
That's
you
what
can get,
coat
you can
hangers
get
are
lucky.
for.
You can get lucky, and you can get it sometimes.
It depends on it really depends on the wall actually.
I got a Cat 5 running through all my
And how far you have to run it as well.
I got Cat 5 running through all my houses, through my house, and I rent here too, where I live.
Oh
but-
yeah, before I moved, I had all the important rooms wired.
Yeah,
and
so have you
straight.
been in the attic trying to find studs and all that stuff? That's
Oh, I had the builder. It was a new home. I had the builder do all the wiring.
yeah. I used to do it. Man, I made a fortune back in the surround sound days, wiring up speakers for everybody. Like going to the attics, wiring up speakers for everybody with surround sound because they had this super nice Sony receiver or something like that. They probably cost them $800 or something, and then. And you just say, "Hey man, look, I can wire all these surround sound speakers for you, and you make a fair amount of money, doing that kind of shit." Because nobody would knows how to get in the attic and actually take measurements and shit like that to try to find the walls. It was easy. I mean, it was easy money back then.
Mm-hmm.
Now everything's wireless now, majority wise. Everything's wireless.
No, the high-end stuff is still wired.
Yeah, I've not been out of the game for so long,
And the high-end stuff is $30,000.
That's what I'm saying. I made a joke by saying, you know, an $800 receiver. I was like, you know, like they think they got the shit. You know, they went to Circuit City and they got the best thing they could find. You know, it cost them $800, and now they want round sound in their house. Well, I can do that for you. You know, give me $800.
Fun times. Back to the world of enhanced wireless capabilities. It's all right, man.
That's what Cash used to do as a child. Here comes the next amoeba cast. It's always third equipment. All right, where we at, D? Let's get this thing going.
Well, it's to where. What do you guys want to do? Where are you at? What's your
Don,
plan?
can you take care of those cards for me? It's.
What'd you do? What are you looking for?
I was just trying to see, looking through them, but it gave me the whole deck, and I started like dealing one at a time, and you know what? I'm good.
You can search it and then just pull
Yeah.
out that
So
card.
you pull out the deck, and you can right click and do search, and it pops up this nice list on the side, and you can find what you need, and then just drag that one out.
Oh, there we go. All right, can you put that near my side?
That?
Just-
Sure. Just pull out what you need.
Oh, now it works. It wouldn't work before. I kept drawing cards.
Well, that's because you didn't click and hold. You just clicked and pulled.
It's my sheet. Where's that? There it is.
So,
So far.
you guys are currently back at base. The professor's there. You guys had left off kind of there with him, saying that you wanted to give Dax a chance to talk to him. If I recall correctly.
Okay, well that's good to know.
The whole team's relying on you, Dax. It's all up to you.
Apparently.
It is all on your shoulders. Do not fail the group. Do not let them down.
I have shoulders?
Metaphorically.
Okay.
Tell these bipedals.
I mean, they're all squishy. It might work.
I mean, even the
Carry.
inorganic one's bipedal. Go figure.
Alright. I'm gonna get back in the mindset of this. It's been a long time.
Think squid.
It's not a squid, damn it.
Think octopus.
Thank you.
That was the point. Because everyone had kind of said that. It's like,
I know.
there's a difference. I'm sorry. I had to make that joke.
Yeesh. Alright, so did anyone turn in any of the stuff from the list yet or not?
Well, what stuff did you guys acquire, and what has been turned in and what hasn't?
I don't know what's been turned in. I have the list of things we acquired right here.
Okay. Because I say what you guys get and stuff. I don't say when's it's turned in or who turned it in or track that. I know your inorganic compatriot had said that he turned stuff in or would turn stuff in with you to the professor as you wanted.
And then we just end it though, so it's one of those things
Okay.
that I think we did turn it all in, and then
We're
just
going
and
to.
then end
Just
it.
waiting on
Oh
me
yeah,
to do it.
exactly.
We zoom in and we see Dax there pulling everything out and handing it to Professor.
There you go. Just like ruffling the stuff, just pulling stuff out
And here
of
is
AJ's chest.
yeah, there you go. I was gonna say, and here is the pistols from our friend Killian, and here's the blaster and the sword from Deke, and here's the hammer that I ripped off of H8's arm, and you're literally giving him everything.
The handing in the acid samples, the plaque from the central building, the unknown spherical object, the scraps of records that I unfortunately rolled terrible and only got scraps, and then some old used test tubes from the same room, I believe.
Okay.
We don't know if we can figure out what little residue is left in there or not, but here you go. And hopefully these will be of some help with our ongoing studies of this race and its language and stuff. And I'm sure the AI has scanned everything.
I mean,
I'm sorry, the virtual assistant plugged into H8.
Well, actually, it'd be funny that Kai can read and write this language if he wanted to. He couldn't speak it though, but he could read and write.
You can't speak. You can't really
maybe.
speak all that well.
I can gain proficiency. Oh, I need to know the name of it, I guess. So I have to give it a name, and then I can say I gain proficiency. In
No, you need to know
language
the
X,
name
Y,
of
Z.
it, not give it a name.
That's true. Well, that's I.
Names
I,
have power. We don't know any names right now.
That's why I
Oh,
can't figure it out.
and that isn't a catch-all. It's generally accepted that that works under most circumstances, but there are circumstances when that doesn't work.
Yeah, I figured it wasn't going
I'll
to
be
work.
right
That's
back.
easy.
I had a high-level party in a previous home campaign that they had all sorts of nifty abilities like that, and they actually came to a place where they didn't work, and they got all upset. But the one explained how it actually worked after they had figured out the stuff. They're like, oh, no, that makes sense why it wouldn't work. And it's like, yeah, it does make sense when you know all the details. So, in this circumstance, yeah, there's not enough known about it to know how to get that decryption really to kick in and work. But that is a very nice trait to have, because later on when you interact with other galactic languages that are actually known, that will work fine.
It's too bad I can't speak them, but then again, I can speak telepathically, so I can get around it maybe in some cases, but it doesn't work in this one.
As long as you're not talking to something that's inorganic that requires vocal commands.
True. I'm not, godlike in my psionic abilities. No, I'm not. I have to hit level. What was in Babylon 5? Get past level 10.
Something like that. So, you guys have gotten those objects. You turn them into Professor, who starts divvying them out for research. You also get an
I'll take them
update
off my list.
transferring them in that you have acquired 30 additional XP.
Awesome. Oh, how long did it take us to get back here? Days wise.
I believe it was
Sure.
3 days.
Yeah, I think it was 3.
Alright, and then one person doesn't eat. Alright.
One person doesn't
Wait.
eat?
Yeah, I don't eat.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay, I thought you were saying that you only had enough food that someone didn't get to eat.
Was that? Did we get a long rest? Was that what you were
I
saying?
believe we took a long rest, did we?
3 days, I would hope so.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, we're all dead tired and we passed out the moment we got here.
Well, except for H8 and Kai.
Right.
Well,
Kai. Well, okay, yeah, Kai would still fall over.
yeah. H8 would just power down.
Or he'll just look at all the organic sleeping and laugh.
That's true too. Because does yours say you need a shutdown cycle, or does it say you just don't sleep, period?
I don't sleep.
Okay.
But I do have like a standby mode where I can like basically conserve.
Does it say you're
Energy.
required to have that shutdown period or not?
No, I mean,
Okay.
all it says is.
I kind of thought it may not. I couldn't remember which of the two it was because I've seen both before.
Point cannot become. Wait, that's not it. Where is it?
Should be right there, but I can't quite read it on this one.
Oh, yeah, inorganic. You do not need to eat, drink, or breathe, and you do not become unconscious when you rest for the night.
There you go.
I would have put down a power down cycle, for like 4 hours or something.
Well, the whole you don't have to sleep at night, I take that as my like standby mode, where I'm still alert, but I am conserving energy.
Yeah. It's just some
Like
some races that have that state they don't need sleep, period, but have a shutdown mode. Others actually state they don't sleep, but they enter a state of where they still need a form of rest. It's just not standard sleep.
Right.
Like liches.
Well, that's different.
or,
Elves actually, they have 4 hours of meditation.
like the why can't I remember now?
Liches are fun.
Stargate. The Stargate. What are they called?
Yeah, actually like Kai, because Kai does 4-hour meditation like elves. That still is a state of dormancy where he can't just be active. He needs a form of sleep for 4 hours instead of the 8 or 6, depending on who you talk to.
Yeah.
Where
this
others
case, sleep, so it's like meditate for 4 hours.
Right.
We wrote. So they're like the elves, where they're still conscious. They're just not fully active.
Mhm.
I guess.
You need 4 hours of inactive time.
Yeah.
Where H8s doesn't say that. However, the Warforged, I believe, actually still requires 4 hours of innate time. So that's part of why I was verifying, because I have seen both sort of aspects, and I just want to make sure we had it correct.
Remember Thrycreen from the Dark Suns campaigns?
Mm-hmm. Thrycreens are cool.
Yeah, they had they required 0 sleep. But I don't think they had access to mind classes. If I remember, maybe they did. I don't remember. I just remember being like in second generation D&D, and this thing doesn't require sleep. I was like, wow, it's so cool. It's a praying mantis.
Kelnorim. That's what it's called from Stargate. That's what the Jaffa meditation instead of sleeping.
No, Warforged still don't need sleep, but they have a 6-hour inactive, motionless state, but are still alert and not unconscious. Interesting.
Yeah. So H8 is actually better than a Warforged. Alright, so you're there with the professor. Anything else you guys wanted to do when you check in?
My usual question is, how's progress going, and if we know anything new?
Progress is about the same. We've made some progress, but as you know, with any sort of research, it takes more than
years.
You know, at least more than a week.
Hey, you never know when someone's going to have an epiphany and figure something out.
Potentially, but I mean, usually it still takes time to get familiar with the topic before they can even have an epiphany.
And at this point, it's only been like a few days, right? Or not a few days.
It's
like
It's been,
A couple weeks.
let's see. Yeah, you've only been on the planet for a few weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The largest portion of her time was traveling to this more distant ruin.
Right. Yeah.
But even that's, 3 days a few times.
That
I think
probably
you've,
was the bulk of what we did.
Yeah.
So who messed up my notepad here that had the 4 locations? Now I only have 1.
I don't know who did that. I didn't touch it. Did someone else touch it?
It definitely seems like it was an accident. Because
Probably.
It looked like cut all.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would have done it on purpose, but I didn't know if someone remembered.
It just even looked like,
I wouldn't know how to do it if I wanted to.
This is the one we were at. Number 3. I forget what the first 2 are, though. Dang it.
Were there 4 or were there? There was 4.
There was 4. I forget if I wrote them down outside of this, though. I think I did.
I believe those are on YouTube if you want to refresh them. I mean, I know that takes work, but
Nah, I can do that.
we can verify there at least. So, you got XP, turned in your stuff. You'll have other locations, or you can go back to that same location. Or you can stand around and poke fun at the sergeant and see how long it takes before he puts a 40mm round through your head.
I got the sergeant, no problem.
Since he's not here, Don, do you remember Killian had his clips are D4 or something?
Everyone's clip in their gun tends to be a D4.
Okay, and
But
then
they're reserves, so how many clips they have, I believe he had a D6 or D8, or his reserves.
I can't remember if that dropped because I think he missed the session, and I can't remember if I accidentally dropped it. But it's not because we had problems with the note cards. I would have left notes, but I don't see anything, so I couldn't remember. Yeah, because mine is I have D8.
I save the table at the end of every session, so that the next session we're good to go. So hopefully it keeps everything.
Yeah, okay, it doesn't say anything, so maybe I was going to buy ammo, but I guess if it doesn't say anything, then it should be fine.
Deke does need some more ammo for his primary weapon, though, that he's been using.
Sorry, who does?
Deke. You know what Deke's been using as his primary weapon lately, right?
A sword?
Yes.
I'm back, sorry.
Welcome back.
That's cool.
We were just talking about how Deke needs ammo for his primary weapon.
I haven't actually been using it.
No, your primary weapon that you have been using.
My sword?
Yes.
Yes, I need ammo for my sword, please. Sharp objects times 50.
Yeah, whetstones, man. No,
maybe the
I
ammo
did
was
drop a
whetstone.
dice on my crate of medkits.
Yes.
I'm down to a D4 from that was from the last session I was here for.
Oh, I should get one of those too. D6 med supplies, yeah. That sounds good. Or at least a D4.
It's nice for downtime healing.
Are you trained in it?
I could be if I wanted to.
No, are you proficient in it without choosing to be? Is it one of your default proficiencies?
What is the proficiency required for that?
Medical?
I am not trained in medicine, no.
I am.
Okay. Yeah. I knew you were.
I think that's why they end up going to me.
Yes. And I know he could technically do it, but issuing equipment tends to be done to the person who shows that they are trained in it.
I would only, if I were trained, I'd have 4 in it, the proficiency. That's fine. I don't need to know. Just have to know where they are, I guess.
We're all healed up, by the way, right?
Yeah, we had a long rest, and we've been in
Yeah, I thought.
back at base. So I think if we're not fully healed back at base, then there's a problem.
I just noticed because I was the only one that was damaged on the models, the little figures.
There you go. Sorry, I was just checking something here that came up.
It's okay. If I don't say anything, I have remote treatment, so that's what I have.
Yeah.
So I can still heal.
I think it makes
Yeah,
sense
so
to leave
I
you
can do
with
it for
that.
organic, but I can't heal shit. I can't do nothing with metal.
Oh yeah.
There's
Yeah.
only one person that can heal me.
Which Dax also has, I believe, repair. Yeah, repair tools. That's one of his proficiencies. So he's actually proficient in doing that as well.
And I'm backup for that. So we got 3 healers.
Yep.
And 2 mechanical repairers. So
Keep in
I think
mind that
I-
will be very good when you have a ship.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if you guys did catch last off stream that I did. But we actually did some character stuff, but then I also talked about the starship deck plan stuff some. So that was fun, showing off the little tool that I have to cover some of that.
Oh, cool.
So,
Yeah, then me and Raven just, well, I guess we was checking to see if there was a game, but D was on and Raven, and we just kind of
Yeah.
bullshitted for a few hours. It was kind of fun.
I mean, that was the whole point of the stream, is just make some progress, which we did, and chat and work on stuff needed, and it was good.
Yeah, you and I have to actually talk about your question you posed to me about H8.
Feel free to, actually, since we're kind of at a lull, why don't you ask the group now, if you want?
Well, okay. Truly,
We can talk about it.
What are the whatchamacallit? The disadvantages? Because the list you gave me was pretty much all advantage.
Oh, going big?
Yeah, if H8 should be large again.
We're big. That's the disadvantage too.
Well,
Normal
yes.
doorways won't work. You'll have to break through them.
Right,
Push through them.
right. Because
Some buildings you won't be able to enter. Ships, some you won't be able to enter. And you'll weigh a lot more, so there's that too.
I think that if we think about it, there's a lot of creative role playing to do with that. But that's fine.
Absolutely.
True. Honestly, I've built this guy from the start as a combat unit. Like, I want to be good in combat, and this would make me more good in combat.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
like,
it
there's a lot of positives and a lot of negatives on the whole situation, but I mean, like, the role playing aspect though is what I look at, and I say that him role playing is like, you know, like the trials and tribulations of him rolling through that are quite difficult. You know, like
It actually fit
and that's my take on
the
it. You know,
construction bot aspect.
Yeah, it does.
Exactly.
It's basically being Iron Giant for us more. Well, not quite that big. But
No, not that big. No. No, I
You
would
know what I mean,
I
though.
would probably be
He's like
Yeah.
twice the size of the normal people, so you know. You need to get up there. Here you go.
You guys have seen Princess Bride, so it's like having
Yeah.
Vesic next to big guy Brute Squad.
Andre the
Andre.
Giant.
Yeah,
We
Bigger
need a
than
brute
that.
squad.
Bigger than that.
You should never forget Andre.
I
I
would be bigger
couldn't.
than
I
that,
just
though.
well, no. You would be bigger than that, but the point is that differential. Because some of these guys are, you know, like 6 foot tall. So
Right.
I'm saying that differential in scale.
So what would I be? Would I go back to what I was originally at, a ton and 9 foot tall?
9 or 10 foot tall, yeah.
9 or 10
And
foot
you
tall?
would weigh a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I always pictured you as being about.
think of like a sentry bot from Fallout 4. Like that's
Yeah. Okay.
super mutant size.
Yeah,
That's
I
large.
can see that size. Yeah.
Yeah, super mutant size is probably a good thing for it.
But we'll end up, you become like
Comparison.
a mount for us, where it's like you can't get into the dungeon. You leave the mount
Right.
outside.
That is the
That's the only
downside. If
problem
there is, I did mention that if it's a small 5 foot area, it would be
Or
you're
like
basically tummy crawling.
or the place that we just came from, and I could easily fall through the ground, or through the floor, I should say.
Right.
I mean, it's not like that already hasn't happened.
True.
The DC for you is higher, just because you're this huge metal thing.
Well, the one thing is, I treat heavy weapons as versatile weapons. Okay, and so I can get free two-handed damage with one weapon, or one hand, basically. And that just kind of seems kind of cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Now, you
Okay,
can.
Okay.
Now, I'd like, if you're, I'm fine with it. If you're okay, we can also impose disadvantages if you were to then crouch down and like squeeze through into a smaller,
Standard 5e is you have disadvantage if you're
Yeah.
squeezing.
which we can work around that, or maybe he like equivalent of like dislocating a shoulder type of thing. So he's like,
Then you'll probably have a straight up penalty to any stealth.
Oh yeah. I
does.
already have penalties to stealth.
You
So
have double
Hey,
disadvantage.
you can stealth. You stealth like a paladin.
Yeah, because of my sword and board skill, you retain disadvantage on stealth rolls.
Like I said, I'm all for it if you're, for potential disadvantage in certain cases. Like there's mechanical disadvantages, or like there's times we can't. You're one of the two main frontline fighters.
Right.
Well, yeah, actually, the only two. The two of you are frontline fighters, so giving you disadvantage in, but then there's ways I
Well,
can.
I'm really just getting disadvantage on stealth, though. That's the thing. I'm never gonna need stealth.
Oh no, I meant in like when you're if there is tight confined corridors or something, you might get that.
I gotcha.
But if it's make sure a spaceship can handle you, we're not going to get.
Yeah,
Get
my
small
only
little.
concern would be whatever
Yeah.
ship we can get. As long as
I mean, I might have-
a ship, then it'll be fine.
If there's a cargo bay, I should be able to fit.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't,
You'd
have
at
a
least be able to
cargo
fit in the cargo bay.
bay. Okay.
The rest of the ship, possibly, depending on how things are set up.
All right.
I
Everyone, just give me
see.
a quick yay nay.
We did talk about the
Oh.
ship size in the world.
I know Kai's says he's for it. What about everyone else?
I don't have the pictures here.
Which ones?
The pictures I was going to show that I had from
The
work
big
I did
huge
on.
ships. Oh, I thought you were thinking the comparison.
No, there's actually, it was housing units that I found that someone made that just fits the
Gotcha.
style of ship that we were saying we'd go with. So there's, in sci-fi, there's a couple different versions of ships. But this is actually a good time to talk about it too, because we kind of need to do it. You have, megalithic structures like Star Trek, where, they have huge giant ships and plenty of room, right? That's a resource-rich world, where obviously there's plethora of extra resources. They can build these megalithic structures, and it's no big deal. Then you have lower resource worlds, like what's a mid-tier one? I'm trying to think of a mid one. Mass Effect is probably a good mid-tier one. A lot of their ships are smaller,
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
but they're not
Yeah.
like Firefly scale, which Firefly is more on the low end. You have the,
Right.
The Empire, as it were, and not actually what they are, but they have their megalithic structure. That's a city that's flying, and it's like one of like very few, right? And the rest of their ships are a lot smaller. The standard freighter is the ship they're in, is not all that big comparatively.
Yeah, it's like a light freighter.
Yeah, where if you
Like, good
had
for most cargo runs.
right, but if you had that in Star Trek, it'd look weird because it's too small comparatively.
Yeah.
In, like we mentioned, Mass Effect, it's going to be like, well, that's not very big. That's a dinky, cheap person ship. Which in
what's
Firefly,
funny, actually? I just thought of something.
Yeah.
You just made me think of Star Trek and how big and open all their ships really are, and even their transport ships have more space than you would need.
yeah, that's the point.
That's
So,
interesting. I
we
never made that connection like that. I never thought about it that way.
We talked about basically the resource value of the world, the universe. Is it low, mid, or rich? Because that also determines what the viability of transporting resources is.
Right.
Or how valuable things are.
I like mid, like low to mid for most people, and then if you're rich, obviously you can afford to have more of a luxury yacht type of thing.
Right.
Yeah, then there's D that has everything in between.
I like being in the middle where space is still a premium, so you don't want to waste shipbuilding Galaxy-class starships from Star Trek.
Yeah, I think we're doing low, maybe low mid sort of thing, but definitely not high resource. We're sticking a lot on the lower end. So, unlike Star Trek, where everyone has these, grandiose apartments as their crew cabin, you have a dinky little station, and like your bed is kind of like a coffin. Not really, but it's the picture I have it. They call it a coffin, but it's this little capsule that you get in, and then you get out and you.
It still fits with Mass Effect a lot too, because most
Submarine
stuff isn't that grandiose,
right?
Except for the Citadel, which was pre-existing.
Well, that's totally different. I discontinue or disevaluate the Citadel when evaluating Mass Effect, because that's not their ships. That is a precursor. Right. And so I see that as worthwhile,
Yeah.
I do see the world being mid to poor, because I think that fits better. It makes it more of a bit of a grungy sci-fi, not a high fantasy sort of sci-fi where you don't care about resources.
Gotcha.
That's kind of the Star Trek thing. It's not criticizing Star Trek. Right. I mean, I'm not criticizing Star Trek, but the Star Trek thing, you never hear them mention we need resource shortage or medications or, those brought to this poor planet or that poor one, like you have in Firefly. Firefly, a very valuable, important mission they have is getting this medicine to a mining town.
Star and Trek is more or less problems in paradise.
Yeah.
Because they already had everything sorted out.
Precisely.
And figured out. And then so they're just running into problems.
We're doing the other side of it where, no, there's still that struggle to try to set up the galaxy and get to that position.
Mm-hmm.
Resources are still in demand. There's not enough for everyone. It's not everyone has everything they could ever need. Do whatever you want. Who cares? No, you still have that struggle for resources, for food, for, fuel, all of that. Maybe not quite as bad as Fireflies had, but I mean, they're also, outlaws in a world that was ruled by an empire. But more on that end of things than the you have no need sort of thing. So the ships are going to be smaller, but I still could see them having 10-foot hallways, because you have to be able to have people pass each other often enough.
Yeah.
especially if you're doing a freighter or cargo ships at all. Now, if it's simply personnel ship and that's all the ship is built for, then I could see smaller hallways.
Yeah, if it's like a dropship or something that's just meant for people, that could be problematic.
Right.
But even Firefly could fit him in the back of it.
Right. And that's what I was saying, like, if it's any sort of cargo ship, meaning it hauls any bit of cargo, he could at least fit somewhere on the ship. Actual cargo ships that move stuff between areas, you know, the actual cargo gets moved around, could actually probably have 10-foot hallways where he could actually fit there and actually go down the hallways in it, because you could actually, you know, move crates of cargo between which cargo, you know, you're swapping out which cargo is in the, you know, loading bay versus which one is in the storage.
Right. Plus, it makes sense that there'd still be labor robots in use.
Right.
So, obviously not his model, but...
Right, but I mean, it's still something to move this stuff around. And they are bigger. Right. I've played Genesis Alpha 1 on the channel. I don't know if you guys saw it. But that one kind of had a 10-foot hallway. Barely, but 10-foot hallway. And the robots carried stuff around. They actually took up most of the hallway. Like, you would. So I kind of see...
I would, yeah, I was about to say.
I kind of see that somewhat in my mind as well. For this sort of setting. That help get everyone on the same page?
Yep.
And I have decided HA will now be large.
Yeah.
You're gonna be medium?
No, I said he will
Oh,
now
will
be
be.
large.
Okay.
Yeah. He will now be large.
Will now be. Got it.
Right.
That's what I thought you were going with, and then I thought I heard the other, and it's like, wait, what? All good. All good.
I mean, we could spend some time in that relic room they have on base and sort it out in-game if you wanted to. Just spend the night tinkering with H8.
No, it's just retroactive.
Retro.
I mean, he's kind of was borderline anyways. It doesn't really change a whole lot.
Oh, well, I mean, it definitely gives me attacking ways.
Yeah, but that usually comes with negative to AC because you're easier to hit.
No. I didn't see that.
Not in 5e.
Oh, okay. All the Sci skills I have are from like 3.5, I think.
Yeah. And actually, part of what brought it back up is I was looking over my stuff, and I finally found a note I'd looked for about size things in 5e, and someone did tiny and large characters, and you know what was a balanced way to handle it. And evaluating everything I've done doesn't mean I didn't miss something. I agreed with their evaluation, and I sent him the changes that it would have, like what the actual profile alterations basically are, switching size.
Awesome.
So
I do have a question. My hydraulic hammer would be counted as a heavy weapon, correct?
we'll have to look at which one we gave you. I don't think so.
Well, it was just, yeah, but it was just based on just a regular club, I believe. Or no, a hammer, I think, a regular hammer.
When we go on break, I will look up some 5e stuff, and I'll get back to you on what your hammer should be. It'll probably potentially change, but we'll get into that. All right. Anything else? Okay. Do you guys want to break now, or should we continue on and then take a break?
Well, it sounds like I timed this about perfectly.
I mean, that's fine with me because I just found the spot in the old video where the locations were given.
Okay.
Write them back down.
Yeah, so we can take a quick 5-minute break, let everyone grab a drink, run the bathroom, whatever they need, and then pick back up. I just, we kind of got to that lull point, so I thought I would make sure. And welcome, Killian.
Oh, yeah, Killian. Hi.
Thank you. Sorry for
Not
being
much
late.
has happened yet. We were mostly chatting and yeah.
We're doing a lot of
Yeah.
bookkeeping and prep work and making it so things move smoother going down the road.
Oh, are we back at camp?
Yes.
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 Plus 30
How much
XP.
time has been spent in the bar?
That one I don't know.
So far, none, because you guys had gotten back and went to the professor. So unless you broke off and headed there immediately, only a few minutes at most.
Gotcha.
Did you have anything that turned into the professor?
I don't think so.
Cool.
And I told them that you guys made 30 XP from your last run. So,
If memory serves, that is a third of a level, correct?
yes.
Well, technically, it's 33.3333333333333
No.
percent.
No, 30 is 30% of a level. Because it's 100%, or 100.
Wow.
And so 30 of 100 is
Wow.
30%.
My brain just did
Did I
a
put us at
math.
90 now?
It's
According
all
to
good.
what my sheet was.
My brain
don't
just
know.
said math? What math?
It's all good.
Or did I just forget to reduce it after we hit level 3?
I don't know.
Why don't you just put what we always
This one says you're an engineer too.
Right. Because I forgot to rank it up.
Does anyone else have what you guys got so far at level 3?
I had 60 XP on there.
have not been.
I haven't been writing XP.
That's nice.
I didn't know.
It's not needed.
So
I think I did everything on this except I forgot to change the 2 to a 3 on this sheet in game. That's loaded.
so we have 30 XP.
I know you
Level
guys
3.
went over level 3 by a little bit. I don't know how much was preserved. And then you have 30 that you've now gotten.
Oh, so we have plus 30 XP, whatever we had. So level 3. See, I didn't know we were collecting XP, so I haven't been writing it down. I don't know why. But
Yeah, I mentioned you were
No,
doing the 100 XP system in this game because it fits with basically Galactic Academy's certification points for AP. I guess we called it Academy
can-
points.
well,
Delete this. I'm going to put it on a new page on this thing so I can lock it.
Sure.
now are we all on the same XP level, or will
Yes.
that change? So that's probably why I wasn't writing it down, because I thought someone would. Maybe.
I also have this if you want one of these, G3. Which, I mean, no, you wouldn't call it that, but
Yeah, but this is nice because I have just multiple pages on one thing.
this has 10 pages.
But can I lock it?
I don't know.
That's the main reason I like this one, because I can lock it.
Block it from being edited.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if this one can. But yeah, definitely worth doing that then. Alright, well we'll do our 5-minute break here, give everyone a chance to get that all squared away, and then we'll be back. Hang tight. Thank you for your patience. We had to finish up a last-minute thing. Everyone all set? All right. We lost Kaz. No. Wonder what happened. Yeah, that's what I sent you, Peso, for H8 is the 5e weapon, and we're just making it a sci-fi version of it.
Yep, basically.
Oh.
2d6. Is that because it's like a spiked thing? Like, yeah.
No, it's like we talked about. It's that, like the power hammer.
No, I
Super
just
sledge.
know with like, I know with mine, like lore-wise, mine works as a 2d something because it hits and then it has a hydraulic hit as well.
Right.
But with a maul, it does. It just. I'm thinking about it like, why is it 2d?
Because it's really big.
I just equate it. I just equate it to my situation.
Yeah.
It's really all I'm doing.
It's the same thing as a greatsword. It's just blunt instead of slashing.
Oh, I'm happy now. I just do more damage. Like.
Well, the difference is what your size allowed.
Yeah. Well, also I now have a 10-foot reach.
Mm-hmm. So,
ooh, excuse me.
You guys were in with the professor, and I believe G3 now has the locations reacquired.
Yep.
Did you guys want to go back to where you were? Did you want to go to a new one? You guys want to dink about in camp and try to become embedded with the embryos of an insectoid creature that you flirted with?
No, he's not on the call, remember?
Yeah, I know, he just dropped. I knew he wasn't feeling great. Didn't see him say he had to drop or anything, so that's unfortunate. But
yeah, I remember why we went to that one. Because the other ones we have, submerged location. And then one could be in mountains. We don't have them pinned down.
that's the way. You
Could
like
we
him.
tinker with the equipment again to try and get a better reading from these locations?
It's going to be increased difficulty.
You're right, I figured.
I could help.
I mean, I think it's Kai that has the science as well.
Yes, if I don't, I can.
Takes time to do that.
How much time?
It says how long it takes, doesn't it?
Well, for my ability?
Yeah.
Uh,
So I thought there was a limitation to how often or how quick or something like that it was done.
let me pull up the full information. So that is Amatic Mind. Okay, so the base thing I can do is focus on it, which takes a bonus action. I can choose one skill or tool I have proficiency. Hold on. Whenever you focus on this, when you choose one skill or tool and have proficiency with it, till your focus ends. So I don't have to end my focus. I can also choose the read and write one language of my choice. If I put points into it, I can do Wandering Mind, but that's specific skills, and I have those for an hour after 10 minutes of prep. But then I don't have to concentrate on it. So essentially, as long as I'm focused, I have proficiency in any skill or tool or language.
Okay. There are times where you can't re-get your focus until a long rest. So be careful about abilities that do that. That use your focus.
As far as I know, I just have to spend a bonus action for my focus.
No. There's some abilities that will have you expend your focus to get something to happen, and you can't get it back until a long rest.
Oh, that I don't. Specifically, I haven't come across one of those yet.
That's fine. I'm just warning you that when you're doing it, you need to keep that in check, because if that happens, then you wouldn't have access to it.
Well, then I would spend 2 points if I really needed to. And but though that's limited in. Let's see.
Oh no, I'm just trying to be sure we're.
Oh yeah, I can spend 2 points for up to 3 skills. So 2, 4, or 6 points. I can get proficiency in animal handling, arcana, history, medicine, nature, performance, religion, and survival. But only those ones. So that's a little limited. But at least I prep and then I'm good for an hour.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So idea. Instead of trying to get better readings on all of them, can I try to focus the equipment on the southeast location? That's unknown terrain and elevation, see if I can get a better reading of just that one.
That would be more likely to be more possible than trying to just get everything. The DC is still fairly high because it's already been scanned, but you have a less of a increased DC at that one than you do the others.
Well then,
meaning scanning one instead of everything, the DC goes up by less.
Yeah. Well, last time we were just tweaking with the tool, like the equipment, to see if we get a better reading.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, okay, I know this location. I need to know more about it before we commit to an expedition.
I just hope we find more stable ground for me.
Well, chances are it's going to be a lot of ruins still.
It's a bunch of 5x5 hallways. Have fun.
Oh, jeez.
Well, they were small people. We know that now.
No, that mean it was 3-foot hallways. You all get to squeeze.
Probably fine. Me and Cass will be fine.
We can use our patented mobility technique from last time.
Have the robot walk through the ceiling?
I just remembered that.
Anyways, I'm assuming this would be a science roll then?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll let the professor know I'm gonna try and get a better reading of the location. And then, I'm not sure if Kai's able to help me to give me advantage on this, that'd be awesome.
Sure.
Someone trained in science. Whoever's trained in science.
Which I am. I have a +6.
I think your nomadic mind would give you proficiency in things, but not necessarily for the sake of helping. It's more like, I need to see what I know about something. So,
Well, do you want me to reroll both of them then?
No.
Or just...
He has it. I'm just was explaining.
Okay.
But so that's why I see actually having, like, because that still rewards people who actually have the skill. You got a 14.
+6, that's 20.
There you go. Just enough. That's actually what you needed. So you were going for which one?
The southeast. Because we don't know the terrain or elevation.
Okay. Look at the other two to get reminder, to remind myself of what all we had for this. Yes. So that one was there. Okay, so you start getting a reading on it, trying to scan it, and you notice there is geological interruptions, causing it harder to get a thorough reading.
Okay.
So you know whatever it is contained inside and so you'll have to figure out how to get into where it's at.
So it possibly in some kind of cave?
Potentially. You're getting some energy readings and stuff from it. It's hard to get too much details because of the interference you're getting, but you can tell that it is not the same as the other ones you've been to.
By the way, is HA too big to fit in, I'm assuming, big tents at camp?
Given the fact that the sergeant can, no.
Wait, what?
What?
The sergeant's huge.
Oh, well, he's not as big as me.
Yeah.
You've
He's just
never
not
said
a
he was.
robot. It's been implied.
Okay, fair enough.
He's a
So-
big dude.
So that means I can fit into the tents?
Yes.
Okay. Because otherwise, I would have had AJ just kind of like peeking from the doorway,
They were built a little bit larger to
accommodate for other species that are larger.
accommodate for the assigned security chief.
Oh, true. Yep.
Well, that plus robots running around, equipment, having to
Right.
transport tools and gear. Makes sense.
Yeah. So you're good for right now.
Okay. Just make
But
sure.
yeah, the security chief, if you remember, was holding something like a AR, so an automatic rifle sort of thing, but it shot much larger rounds.
He's holding an autocannon. Come on.
Yes.
Walking around with an AC-5. That'd be entertaining.
Mm-hmm. But he's holding it like it's a normal rifle to him.
That man does not have a boomstick. He has a boom tree.
I told you I was meshing things from all different sci-fis together on this one.
What species is he?
Genetically modified human.
Oh. Okay.
He's
Okay.
Marcus. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't Marcus. Fallout 2. Jacob. No, it was Marcus and Jacob in Fallout 2. Anyways.
Yes, but no. But yeah, he was when he aimed the gun at Cass's face. Cass's face, since Cass is much smaller than you, the rest of you, was mainly taken up by it.
I know this probably is not going to matter, but technically, didn't I do the start of the I can't think of the word right now. Holy crap! The recap. Didn't I technically do the recap?
I did. You did.
Okay.
I just forgot to give it to you. Well, there you
I don't
go.
know if I'll need it, but I was just thinking about it.
No, it's all good, man. It was a bit chaotic at the beginning.
Well, yeah, I didn't realize you just had like an office stream basically on last week.
Yeah. It was only a couple of us. I wanted to do something, and a few of them showed up, and so I did the unofficial stuff. Just
Right.
I won't be moving that one to YouTube because it was just helping with their character
Yeah, it
stuff,
was-
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
the world some, everything that
I get it.
really would need to be known for the sake of continuity of the stream was recapped here, which was the resource grade of the world, the universe.
Right.
So here we go.
Yeah.
Onward.
We gonna do something, guys? Like that wasn't my character, obviously. My character just stays there quiet.
Okay, well, now that we have our locations back, do you guys think, since you guys were here, do you think there's anything left for us to discover at the previous place we have been scouting out, the one to the southwest? And we got a bunch of stuff from there already, but I don't know if we got to the full deep of it, or if we're just ready to check out a new location.
H8 shrugs.
Of course.
So
Well,
you
that
do
was
know
something
that there
we could
is, just to recap for Dax to help plan, you do know that it is of some sort of subterranean, since the geological interference. You know that there is an energy signal, which means there's some sort of active energy. However, it's faint and it seems to be declining.
Okay.
Well,
Underground.
what was the reason we were sent there, and did we fulfill that?
You weren't particularly sent anywhere since the first one.
So we're just doing everything on our own, I guess.
You're here to assist, and you're taking initiative, completing the objective of assisting in finding out what this place is and what's going on.
Basically, we're on a fetch quest.
You're basically a good employee instead of a bad employee. You're not sitting there twiddling your thumbs till your boss gives you something to do. You're actually working, which is why you've got favorable treatment.
All right, cool. So yeah, energy readings, southeast, underground. Woo, that'll be interesting with all the creatures we found so far.
Oh, so we're going back to the area with the
Nope, this is a new
surface.
one. We haven't been here yet.
Okay, so we don't want to go to the area with the weakened ground because somehow
Well, we
H8
already did get a lot from that place. So
well,
There's-
just because H8 is a lot heavier now. So.
Well, there's potentially more there, but there's also potentially more
Right.
nests you could disturb.
right, and we don't know what we're going to find, and there's an energy that's dissipated. Like that'll be.
I'm
a
curious
discovery.
about that.
Oh, no, I was saying at the place you already went. That
No,
there's...
I was saying the new place.
Yeah,
though.
the new place. Yeah, there's some sort
Yeah.
of energy reading. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah. I mean H8 doesn't give a crap, but I was just out of character saying that was my choice.
Plus, it's subterranean, which means it should have solid floors. It should.
It should, but we don't know how big. We don't know how big the place is though either.
Well, we faced a lot of big creatures so far, so hopefully they're bigger than you.
Well, then we just have a
Hey.
totally different.
at least.
Then we have a totally different problem. We have to worry.
You had a nice boss fight with a behemoth fluctuating, spawning creature.
Freaking
That
temporal
boss-
anomalies. I don't really want to see any more of
That
those.
boss
but
fight
I know we
scared
will.
me at first, and then like after we were done, I was just like, that was easy.
Oh, the dice could have killed us at any moment.
I know.
You guys
I know it wasn't easy, but like
did
I
roll
just
very
felt
well,
it was.
but
We did roll very good. Like we got lucky on a lot of them.
there were, you guys did go down a few times too.
A couple people went down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't it wasn't a cakewalk by any means.
Oh no.
But-
no.
No, it wasn't meant to absolutely steamroll the party and kill them. But it definitely was to be a warning that threats greater than you exist. Be careful.
Oh, of course. I mean, AJ doesn't think that. He just thinks, oh, it's just another organic, whatever. Kill it.
Actually, I thought you said he thought it was an abomination because it was an organic
Oh,
construct.
that's right. Yeah, I forgot that one was. Yeah.
Mhm.
I know the little ones were. I didn't know the big ones.
The big
just
one was
big
just
version.
a
Yeah.
big, more modified, more upgraded version of the small ones, and actually spawned and created the small ones. So if anything, it'd be more hated than the small ones because it's creating the small ones.
Also, it's bigger than me.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it that way.
Alright, so everyone find to head to the southeast to see if we can find this energy reading that we just discovered.
Is there any gear or anything you want to get to prepare for that trip?
Probably. Do we have lights? Does
Check your
everyone have a
inventory,
light?
everyone.
I think Kai has that covered.
I know I got a flashlight at one point.
I don't know why that just took me off guard.
So Kai has an electric lantern, a flashlight, and if he decides he doesn't even need them because he can see in the dark if he wants to. So, but he,
Doesn't
We'll
help
hold
everyone
on
else
to
who
them.
can't.
well, he doesn't need dark vision unless he's somewhere where they don't want lights on. So he will hold the light unless he's scouting ahead.
And of course, Kaz has his lantern, and he can hold it without his hands.
We'll just put it back on his horns while he follows us.
No, that's what I was saying. That was great. He got so offended by that. Character, not player.
Right.
The player said he thought it was kind of funny, but character, yeah. Totally said about that.
Right. Deke, Killian. Wakey.
I'm still here.
He's asking if there's any resources or anything you need before you guys head out on an expedition.
And if you're fine going to the southeast, to this probably underground place.
Can I get some flares?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I'm letting everyone know so we can prepare.
I'm good though.
How many flares do you want?
I got glow sticks still.
There you go.
You know what? Okay, well, you can go first.
I'm gonna requisition 5 flares, I think.
So
I'm
a
gonna-
D4? You want flares or glow sticks? Because technically a lot of sci-fi shows just use the glow sticks as flares.
I want the strike anywhere flares.
Okay.
They're more fun.
You said a D4?
Yeah. We'll stick with the resource die stuff on them to simplicity of tracking.
And did you need more ammo? I don't know what your ammo dice is at, Killian.
I'm fine on ammo. I'm trying to get the dice to roll. Hold on.
Oh, no. You have a D4 resource die of flares.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
We're keeping them with the resource die for expendable components to make your life a little easier on tracking. So you either
Yeah,
have
that makes
more
sense.
or you don't based on that. And so you have a D4 box of flares.
And then if we're all at the quartermaster, then I'll see if I can get my medical crate back up to a D6. of first aid kits.
Technically, he only issued you a D4, and the sergeant gave you the other, so you could just tell him that you expended your provided components and save the ones that the sergeant gave you as a reward.
Oh, okay. Alright, so it's just going to say D4?
Yeah. Well, it's D6 because you reacquired what he expended.
Makes sense.
So basically, you dropped to D4, which was the pack that the sergeant gave you. You got some from the quartermaster, which bumped it to D6. It dropped back to D4, which would mean you used the quartermaster's expended resource, so you're reacquiring it from him. I'm just saying that you're not asking him for additional up above and beyond. You're saying, hey, I expended what I got from you. Can I get a replacement?
That's good.
Since we're at the quartermaster, H8 messages him through the network because obviously he can't talk, and asks him if he has any floodlights.
Do we need to visit the relic room and see if there's stuff I can attach to you?
you know what I'm thinking, right? Like, if we had a floodlight, everyone doesn't need any kind of lighting.
We're just attaching a truck rack to your chest.
Oh no, I'm not talking that big. That'd be ridiculous.
It would be. It'd be hilarious, though.
Can we also get H8 a foghorn?
I'm getting closer and closer to being a transformer, guys.
Just give him a big old truck horn. We'll just deafen the creatures.
He has some work lights, which are kind of what you're going for, not quite to that degree.
I know.
But they're not meant to be used in the manner you're thinking. They have a independent battery pack that you power them. So you can, attempt a retool on them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can Dax just attach it to me and?
Possibly. The closer it is to actually fitting. If you remember, the component you got works because it was a component built for that sort of a thing. These are more not built for that application, so it involves more retrofitting sort of thing to get it to connect and work.
And then we're also talking about power balancing too, because you already have an AI drawing power and all its scanning tools.
At some point, to modify yourself further, you're going to have to up your power supply.
Oh.
Or risk having an issue with power, which is you being awake.
And you wouldn't tell me that before it happened.
Hey, I told you right now.
It probably depends on my roles when I'm sorting it out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You tell me, Dax. Are you able to do this, or do you think it's just gonna come up to
I mean, probably, but there'd probably be some downsides. And it's another thing drawing power. It could easily get broken.
It's only a light, though.
We'll make you full gypsy danger and just put a nuclear reactor in your chest.
Eventually. That'll be later.
Oh
no.
I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you, Dax, if you think you can do it. I mean, obviously, I can give you help, or probably Kai can give you help at this point.
It's doable. The DC's higher when it's not in a component that is built for that application. Which is why I was kind of mentioning there is increased
I think we'd
risk.
be better off finding something from the relic room than using something modern. Honestly.
The relic room or the tech heap?
That's what I mean. The place where we got his
H8 says
the AI upgrade and his sensors.
H8 says to Dak, "Well, that's your thing, man. So I was just I had an idea."
Right. All right. So before we annoy the quartermaster again, everyone got what they need.
I'm good.
Well, can we replenish our rations up to what we had before?
What were they before?
70.
Yes.
That's for the group, so.
Now I do remember we asked for extra rations.
It's fine.
Before.
That's more than enough.
Apparently, the quartermaster is feeling generous today.
Well,
He's
he
tired
also
of seeing us.
potentially, it's been what,
At least
7-ish
5
days?
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 to 7 days
6.
probably.
And you've got positive report from
Right.
the professor who's overseeing it all. So I mean, you have some things in your favor, but yeah.
It's not like we're taking him and putting him in a pile just to burn them outside camp.